Hey guys, Gregor from PreSonus here, and I have a question for you today. Have you ever wondered how these big EDM producers make these massive sounds that you just can't seem to get from any of your virtual instruments? Because whenever you try to recreate those sounds, no matter the virtual instrument and preset that you try, it's always lacking some of that fatness and ambience and presence that you hear in those producers that you admire. Well, today I want to let you into this secret of the big EDM sound as an electronic music producer who's been working for more than 10 years for professional artists. And the secret is layering. And I'd like to demonstrate that with one of my own productions here. And this is actually quite interesting because this is from one of the demo songs that I've done for the Mai Tai sound set EDM Synth Classics. And here I had just the Mai Tai inside of PreSonus Studio One Pro to work with, which is just a virtual analog synth with quite similar capabilities to what you would find in other virtual analog synth plugins. So in that sense, it's probably pretty limited. And so it would be impossible to create a big sound with just one preset, at least when you compare that to the big players in the game. And the truth is, nobody makes their lead sounds with just one virtual instrument anyway at the very top. So knowing this very well, I didn't even try to create the big sound with just one preset from Mai Tai, and instead went for a big layer of 4 different sounds that will in the end sound just like one. And before I show you the individual layers and we take a closer look at how they work, let's just hear the entire sound in unison together. Together with the arrangement, it sounds like this. So, how did I achieve this lush synth sound that seems to sit on top of the entire mix so effortlessly? Well, the truth is, if I would just quickly mute the other layers of this sound so that you just hear the first layer, then you will be pretty underwhelmed, I guess. Right? This is just a virtual analog preset. Nothing special about it. In fact, it doesn't even have like any ambience. So where's all that reverb coming from that made this sound so wide? Well, that is what the second layer is for. It basically has everything that the other layer does not have. This is key of layering. You don't want to layer with the same sound twice because then you could just double the volume. What you actually want to do is adding depth. Every layer that gets added should have something complementary to the others, something that the others are lacking, because otherwise they won't blend together into one consistent sound. In my case, I basically went with everything that the other layer does not have. So this is like basically a sound drenched in reverb. It could never hold its own when you listen to the rest of the mix. No chance in hell, right? But together, they now have the best of both worlds. The dry sound has the dominance and the clarity, while the wet sound brings all the stereo with the feel and the ambience to this sound. Now, what both of these sounds are lacking is some groove, right? A little bit of sparkle and delay, and that is what I'm adding with the third layer. Right, this is like a mix between the dry and the wet, but it also has a strong groove, so it complements the other 2 layers very well. And this is what they all sound like together. And the very last layer of the sound does something completely different yet again. This is like a sample and hold preset that just sounds like this. Right, this is completely different from all the others, no question about it, but it adds this little bit of sparkle to this one sound. Here it comes. Now the same principle I obviously applied for the bass. So the bass, if I just put on the low layer, sounds like this. which lacks a little bit of the attack and punch and clarity that I want for this bass line. So that's why I added a high bass, and when I solo that, it actually has almost no lows. It's just mids and high frequencies. But together, it makes one dominant sound that I can then also balance. If I want more low frequency, I just put the low bass louder. If I want more high frequencies and transients and punch or aggressiveness, I put the high bass louder. It's all balancing from here. So hopefully you found this video instructive no matter if you use Studio One Pro or not. This is a bit of a different video compared to what I usually do, but please let me know in the comments if you like this kind of content from my actual day-to-day work as a music producer. Thank you for watching.